Okay.
We back?
Yeah, we are. Cool. Um, and we might be back on the right spot for uh, Justin's channel.
Okay. You gotta
On
fix the
ours,
screen though.
we may have.
I got my flying disc on here though. My Ninja disc.
Oh. Start the virtual camera.
That's what you're doing.
Here we
There
go.
you go. What chemical talking about?
She showed up right when the stream died. That's what she's talking about.
Oh, why don't you go make it back? She didn't dip on us. Okay. Well, we apologize for that. Had a little malfunction. But it's all good. We got so many things going on the screen. We are
Yeah.
back at it. We were diving into this film a little bit, and it was just getting ready to start getting really good because we wanted to show you some good to start off with, and it was the way that our defense, or the way that our defense is playing. Um, Linebackers, secondary, defensive line, all stand in their gaps for the most part. And we'll also be able to show you just when football is, we're talking about game of angles. If you miss just a little bit, it can turn into a huge play. So, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Everything should be good. Let me get back to the screen. Let's talk about the film, and I just won't draw no more. We'll just have to
Well, you can show your
point
green
like
dot.
we've been doing.
All right. Well, your green dot was up there before. So that guy, um, if you take a look at him, particularly when he starts off, it's rid. Oh my God, you see that? Again, I don't know if this is a tight end or what that is, but he's just going after everybody. He's taking on stuff, and you're talking about just dominance and doing something that's just attitude. You want to see that happening. Okay, interior after that, and you probably want to go ahead and go to the back end. I guess on this is we're or maybe not. I don't know. You can tell me what you think is best when we start looking at 94,
Yeah, I think this is
the
so.
three technique. And then 41, I believe, is the other one, I think. Definitely 94. We'll start with 94 at the bottom, right? When he takes off. So the steps, right? JT, we're always talking about reading the lineman in front of you. He's actually reading 54, probably,
Yeah.
maybe 70, but definitely 54. He needs to be able to take that step. So typically in the past, they would get overtook. Is it overtook or overtaken?
Overtaken is probably the right word there.
Get overtaken by number 70 and get out of the gap and he'd fall behind him. He does a tremendous job of not letting that happen. So taking his left arm and walling off number 70 so he stays in his gap. Okay. So that's really good. And then you got to look at our backer, uh,
Oh no, so this one we're looking at zero. We're gonna Lawson.
0. Yes. Sorry. So 54 is supposed to get him, and he's supposed to get him on the other side of him. But Lawson doesn't allow that to happen. So 94 and 0 do tremendous jobs. It's really good because 54 is unblocked. Of just getting there. Yes, they do make a few yards, but the point is they're in their gaps. Forces 24 to go wide. There's a
Right.
big
The
estimate.
running back now has to go this way. Right.
Yes.
You're trying to build this wall and tackle somebody in a phone booth, and that's how you close the space.
Well, then maybe I should even be talking about this double team, um, on how he stays in the middle of it at the top and just keeps running those guys sideways. That 55 can't even get off to get up to.
Right,
That
where
that's
he can't
damn
get up to the
good.
safety.
Yeah, that's damn good. I mean, that's I would imagine you'd probably be salivating a little bit if you
Mm-hmm.
defense did that. Okay, that's good number one. I think this was good number two, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, so this one we're looking at 41.
There it is. Again, how do you play and not get reached? Can you call it a reach from the second level? Basically, stand in your gap, right? 65 unblocked center is going up to get him. And this is critical because there's a bad part right in front of him. We talked about staying on the correct side. The lineman right in front of him, our defensive lineman, he did just get overtaken,
Right.
right?
So what he's talking about here is this is the gap that he should be manning, right? And
He ain't in
then
there no
you've
more.
got that gap is now right here, and he's not in it.
Yes. So it could be a problem. Now look at the hole that you're almost creating. And if 41 does not get on the other side of this center, it could be a bigger play. I mean, there's still guys pursuing, but still, if he's not standing right there,
Yeah, because I mean the way this is supposed to work, and I'll go back to the wide angle here. The way that they would draw this up on the board, right? Is they get the seal right here. 56 is gonna go up to this guy,
mhm,
and 69 is supposed to take care of 41, and you've already got a block right there. So you're trying to get one on one with this running back and the safety that's way back here. 41
yeah.
beats his block and makes a tackle. I mean that's
Now they did do
good
something
enough.
illegal on the play. So if y'all don't know the rule on this, and go back to the wide again, right? So we're talking about blindside blocks, right? So when you can actually block down, does that terminology make sense to everybody on a receiver when you're inside the box or outside the box? I don't even know how to make this clear for folks that basically that receiver can't go outside in on
Right. You
somebody in the
can't come
box
from the sideline to the middle of the field anymore and hit somebody on the
anymore.
side of the head.
It used to be you could do it all the time. So he goes in and he hits that guy on the outside, the defensive end, which is why the flag comes out because that is a now considered illegal crackback, black side, blind side block, whatever. Used to be done all the time. We call it a wham. You can kind of catch a glimpse of it right here. Um, he's rushing. Boom, right there. That is now illegal. So it's coming back anyway. All right. Play three.
Yep. Play 3.
Uh, I'm pretty sure it has something to do with our backers again.
Yep.
Okay, so when we talk about the timing of how do you make plays, how important is so first of all, JT, we were talking about us on what are you reading, playing the eyes. I think you actually got an eyes call for us on defense right in your
Mm-hmm.
but anyway, he's running through this. So when you have opportunities, you're talking about creating turnovers and how it changes. What if he would have caught this ball? It actually hits him in both hands. I'm not sure if you can see it from the end zone
Oh,
angle or
I'm sure
not.
you can.
That is an interception. I mean, he I don't know if he's going to walk into the end zone. Maybe he gets caught in those 30 yards, but you talk about creating a short field and doing something. That's a game changer if you make that happen. And there's one other later in the game that we're not going to show, but it's just when you have opportunities, they made them and we didn't, right? So what were you just saying here about the defense? Just you know saying, hey, I'm not going to let this happen. This is what we needed. This to to be. Hey, we're not going to let the offense give this away. We're going to go score on defense too.
Right. And yeah, I mean it's a totally different ball game, right? If you can steal possession. I mean as far as I don't know. I was gonna say as bad as we may feel about offense right now. If you give them the ball inside the 20, you'd expect them to turn it into 7. But then I caught myself and was like,
They probably do. They throw it all the way down in there from 30 yards. They weren't going to run
yeah.
it in.
And then you kick a field goal, and then we can't. Anyway,
Yeah. Anyway. All right. What's the next one? Got one more. Okay. So there's some. Oh no. Yeah. First of all, I don't know if you like that shift.
I didn't like
Yeah,
it.
that
It
is.
took me a minute to understand why they did this,
Yes.
but I do get it.
Unbalanced. Or what are you
Yes,
saying?
yes, because
It is unbalanced.
this guy is the only eligible receiver out here, and once he moves over, it's
All right.
the tackle, right? This guy, and this is probably one thing that we
So you
didn't
got to run
notice
it.
that probably needs to be mentioned is that this guy right here cannot go out for a pass.
Correct. Since we talk about it all the time.
Right.
So they flip. Okay. So we're just talking about the angles. Angles. I'll let JT kind of try to explain this since he's got a marker.
Yeah. So this is routinely, this is something that if you watch us all the time, you've heard me talk about whether we're going to box or spill things all the time. So just a reminder here, like this guy here, he's got if you're going to spill, he needs to be playing on that shoulder of the tackle. And when that tackle steps down like this, if you are a spill team, you want him to go from here to right here. And then you would have, let me draw a better line here. You would have him set the edge here. You'd have this one scraping, trying to get outside, and then he would be outside. And this is how you get your spill, your force, and your alley. It's essentially this. And then this guy down here is your free defender. Right? But in this case, we're going to get a box, meaning instead of trying to get the running back, in this case it's the quarterback, instead of getting him to bounce this way and spill it off of the table, if you imagine that this is the table, if you're going to box something, what they're going to try to do is build a box and say, you have to run the ball right here. And then we are going to put more people in this box than you have to block. And you can do it that way. Right?
And we think this is supposed to be the latter.
Right.
Or
based on his technique, this looks like they're going to box. So you got a puller. And this is the next key of if you're squeezing and spilling, you're trying to get underneath the puller. You need to be in between. If you're going to spill, you need to be in between these two because, spoiler, gaps move, right? And when they're pulling guys, this is still the gap that you're supposed to man. But they're not doing that, so let's not worry about it. He's kind of defending an area. He's a force player. He has to force things to go back inside. So he takes this with his inside shoulder and he builds the wall.
Box.
There's your box. What you will notice is that 41 runs past the box. He runs too far past that box. So what we would like is regardless of whether you're a box or a spill team, somebody has to be right here off of his butt. Whether it is this guy, whether it's that guy or that guy, you've got to figure out who is going to be right here where this circle is. And right now,
we think it should be 41.
Yes. I think that 41 should be right here because he needs to be taking the puller. We've got a kick out that's coming for this. Now you've got the wrap. He has to take the wrap so that Jefferson can run and clean up the back, the quarterback in this case. But because 41 is too far, he runs himself out of the play. He can no longer, it's very hard for him to make this tackle.
Yep. So it looks like a missed tackle by number 10 as well, but it's not necessarily if 41 does right.
Right.
He probably runs right into the.
If he steps here, again, drawing that box, and 41 is here, we have the box where 10 can run right here and meet the ball carrier in the hole. But because we don't get that, we end up essentially getting 2 kickouts and a cutback.
Yep. Now you're going on our DB's trying to make this tackle.
Right.
Sure,
which is
this,
why at the beginning we were talking about maybe why we don't like this rotation, because
right,
Xavier Brown is now your safety who has to make this
corner.
tackle, and he's a corner. And say what you want about corners, they don't play safety for a reason. And
right.
One of those reasons is this.
Yeah. So there you have it. There's good and bad, and that's not. I mean, those are going to happen, right? It's never going to be perfect, but my point is basically you have just the game of angles, and if you just mess up just a little bit, it could turn into 6 pretty easy, particularly if you go on a short field and do another thing. So, all right, let's go to the other side of the ball, JT. What we got here?
Yeah, so these plays I have, they're a little out of order, but, I like to try to tell the story of kind of what we're seeing here. So this is the 4th offensive play, right? So where are we at? I want to see where we're at on. Okay, so Oklahoma, we've already, this is the second series, right? We went 3 and out. Punt return just happens. We hold them to a field goal, and the defense deserves all the praise at this point right now because they were put in a bind from the jump. Their first snap was essentially in their own red zone, and they come out with 3 points given up. So the offense gets the ball back on the 25. And their first play here is a sack. Now, things I want to note. Jam Miller is the back. I've been trying to be diplomatic with how I think Jam's been playing, but I looked at PFF today. See if I can pull it up. Just so y'all know I'm not lying. This 28 right here, this 28.1 is Jam Miller's You see, there's a 26 right here, halfback. That is his pass block grade for this game. That is the biggest of Fs. And you know, here's one of those reasons. That's not very good. However, I had originally picked this play because of Ty and this dig route that
it's already open.
Yes, it's open. Like, throw it now. Just hit the middle of the field is open. Throw it. And you know, somebody will say, "Well, you know, it's tough throw. You know, he's looking at other things. You know, second read, whatever." I get all
NFL,
that.
you bet that.
Not a quarterback coach, so you know, I'm not gonna completely tell you what's wrong here. But things I did notice: one, the dig is open. We've been hitting these digs all year, so I don't understand what's different on this one. Then I started trying to figure out why his drop was so deep here, and I'm sure it has something to do with the concept. You know, maybe we need to get an offense coordinator on here to figure that out. You know, this is kind of a 7-step drop from gun.
Yeah.
With 2 hitches.
To throw. Yeah, it's supposed to throw.
Right? Hitch.
Throw the
it's
ball. Supposed to be flying. Yeah, it's gone now.
Okay. So I said, okay, there's one play. So 3 plays later, you know, we're going to do the shift and all that kind of stuff. We're going to get an empty. And then, oh, look at that. It's like, what? So then I sat here and I kind of tried to figure out, you know, what changed. Because at first I was like, well, maybe it was because it was second read and he didn't have. And now I'm looking at this and I'm like, yeah, this is also his second read. But check his footwork here. 1, 2, hitch, throw the ball. Right in the middle of the field. It's just a different receiver. And I think that is the key, is that it's a different receiver. Now it's number 5. It's not number 2. And then I thought,
number 2?
On this play, why did it take so long? Where is he looking? Why did it take so long to come back to the dig? Because number 5 is on this side of the field. And for some reason, he is waiting to figure out whether this ball is going to be open instead of just taking the dig. Right? So then we go to play. This is the 14th play. Oh, not go too far here. Oh, this is the interception. Maybe I don't want to talk about that one yet because there's 2 more here. So we got another dig, but number 5 down at the bottom. And this time, I'm just trying to I'm trying to get myself in the mind of the quarterback here. If like this time, we decide not to look so long and just take the check down, like right now. Because the first play of the game, we didn't do that. We tried to climb and run around and try to wait for somebody to get open, doing the most. And this time, we just step up, throw the ball. And yeah, it's not a big gain, but it's not.
What? He didn't have to check down the first, or maybe not to the back. Maybe there's another check down in that very first play where he can get rid of it.
Yeah,
because
it's 80.
They're a flat guy. Right there in the flat on 25.
Is this guy? Let me get my circle. That guy.
Right.
Throw that one. Like if you're getting in trouble, throw the flat. There he is. Just throw it. The dig's open, but if you're gonna throw the check, if you're worried about it, throw the check down. Right. And it took us 10 more plays to do that. And then, you know, just to add insult to injury, then we fumble the ball for like the 3rd time.
Right.
Already. We've already, I think at this point we've already fumbled a punt. And well, maybe not. Maybe we hadn't fumbled a punt yet. But we're lucky to get that one back. Right. Okay, and then I think we get into the runs here. But I want to go back to the interception. Yeah. Okay. So let's go back to the interception. Because people are clamoring about, it's PI. He got there early, all that kind of stuff. I think the bottom line is we decided we weren't reading the field right here, and he misses. So there's two things wrong. I think at this moment, like from the snap, the safety doesn't even backpedal. He is driving on
He's
a
robbing
slant right now.
That's double coverage.
Right? So I think there's two things wrong with this. Pass interference or not, it ain't pass interference because they didn't call it. This was not the ball to throw.
Back.
And you miss. He missed. Now you can say, yeah, well, he knocked him off his route. That's a miss.
Chest.
And it goes to the house. So that's a bad ball in my opinion. That's not the one to throw. But okay, so let's get into the runs. I thought the run game was better. Still a couple of things we have to clean up. One of these being this is zone. So keep in mind, in zone, we don't block people, we block areas. So what we're trying to do, since we're going to be zoning that way.
You made that arrow kind of hard there, bud.
I did. What we want to do is basically get into these gaps here and seal people off. All right. And everybody does a good job except for one person. Man, he's a freshman. But hey, you're a freshman, you're playing in a ranked game. Dims the brakes. Like, you got to get it done. So this is why in zone you block areas and not people. When you block people like this, you miss the blitzer. Can't get there. Still a decent gain given the circumstance. But you've got to block the area. You got to step and get there. And I understand it's tough. I'm not saying what he did particularly was wrong. I'm sure he can, offensive line coach can come up here and say his footwork's got to be better or whatever it is. I'm not necessarily here to tell you that, because he does have to help. You're trying to reach this guy and get a hat on a hat. But at the end of the day, we're late and it gets blown up in the backfield.
Yep. I just got to give him some room to at least let him cut back or something.
Right.
It's just too fast.
Okay. So now got another run, and this one is much better. This might be the first time, even when I was watching it on my phone live, this was the first time I was like, ooh, finally, counter is blocked correctly, and we get it done. Kick out. Great. And the wrap. So we're going to have a kick out here. We're going to climb right here, and then we are going to wrap with the center, which takes a great center to do so. We're going to wrap and get right here.
Got angles.
And then we're even going to get our backside tackle. So we're going to leave this guy alone, right? Because we're going the other way. And he's going to climb up and try to seal on this side. And it looks very good when a running back actually sees the hole, right? Mm-hmm. You're not always looking for big runs. You're just looking for efficient runs.
That's 5 yards.
Yeah.
It's 5. So I'll take it. But
okay. So here's another one. It's another one on the quarterback, I think, in my opinion, where I think we got a security blanket and we're trying to we're not giving our guys chances from the quarterback position right now. And yes, this is an open ball. I get it. My gripe one is that he missed. This is too far out of the frame. But gripe number two is check out this dude here. Beats his man off the line of scrimmage. And if, I understand he's got reads, but I'm just, I guess, fantasizing. Like, what if you just damn near throw it now? Just lay it out there and let him go get it. This, I don't know which ball. To me, this is the easier throw.
I can put that on a rope before the free safety gets there. Or outside.
Right, or outside. Like, this is the ball that you essentially, when you're doing pat and go, this is what you're throwing the entire time. Whereas this, he's open. It's probably the right read, all that kind of stuff. He missed. I get it. I'm just saying, when, as a defense coordinator,
it's 1st and 10, so
this is the ball that I want you to throw. And you may be in the audience saying, well, why, coach? Why? Because, let's see, the ball, you're standing on the 20, near that to the 15. You set your feet. So this is 5, 10, 15. This is 20 yards down the field. Already tough. And it's the opposite hash. Oh, my bad. 30 yards down the field. Opposite hash. Ball is thrown outside the numbers. Like this.
It's not easy, though.
That is far. It's far. It's across the field. Like the straight ball, I think, is, if you're going to throw it 30 yards, straight in front of you is a whole lot easier, I think. So essentially, I'm saying this is the ball that I'm trying to get you to throw because this is a harder throw and you're more likely to miss. That's the ball that scares you. Right? This is the ball on TV. You get the TV copy and you see this and you just see the ball go off the screen and you're like, oh, I mean, somebody must be open down there somewhere. And I wonder, remember there were two balls against LSU that he threw, and he overthrew these.
Oh yeah,
just barely, right off the fingertips. And I wonder if it's, I don't want to throw that one no more. Or I wonder if it's, again, who is open, what number does he wear, and what number does that guy wear? And we know where the ball's going. And Jeremy even kind of gets up a little bit frustrated because we missed. But
quarterbacks do have favorites.
They sure do.
Just saying.
And this is the last one here. This is it's another run. And it's another beautiful run. This is another just inside zone at its finest. I'm glad. Who were we watching? Was it last week? I know we had talked about somebody where they took their wide receiver and tried to lead block like this. Was that us?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, well, I'm glad we didn't do that because I don't need this dude trying to lead block up on anybody. That's crazy. But here we go. Just simple inside zone. Blocking areas. Yeah, you got to get right here. You got to get right here. And since you are uncovered, like we're trying to get somebody up to this linebacker.
Get on up.
There's a guy out here that we're going to try to get. So I think the way they're going to try to do this is double to that guy. when we're gonna try somehow to get up to this linebacker. And they might not even block that guy. I don't know.
Yeah, trying to get Proctor to overtake. No,
No, Proctor steps and hinges.
I ain't blocked the linebacker.
No, they didn't, and that's fine. You just run away from him. Boom, seal it.
I don't know where the linebacker going anyway.
Me either.
He started right.
Maybe he's keying. Maybe he's keying off of this guy. I don't know.
Yeah, good.
I wouldn't do that.
Whatever. But yeah, what?
But there you go. Boom, and then now we're running.
That's good. Put that shoulder on him though, that big old boy.
So I mean, as we can see, we can do it. They can run the ball. We got a little intel that maybe this is probably going to be the 5 going forward. There may not be any more musical chairs. I said a couple of weeks ago I thought 4 was seeing the ball or seeing the holes in the lanes better than 26 was, and I guess according to what Grubb has said in a press conference, I think he kind of tends to agree there that maybe not agree with 4, but if his words were sometimes the running backs just have to see the hole, then I think we can infer kind of what's going on there. This is what you're looking for out of your running backs, and I'm saying most of the time I think it's just trusting that it's going to be there, and if it's not, just run somebody over in the process. We will go back.
2 holes. True.
We'll go back to this right here. Is it this one? I have. No, there was a better one.
What?
This one. Just trust it, right? Yeah, sometimes it's going to blow up, but just hit it, try to keep your feet, and fall forward. Whereas I think the other back does what Austin Genty did last night against the Cowboys and just stops and tries to go this way or this way, and it turns into a tackle for a loss, and in Genty's case, a safety.
How bad was that? He didn't even try to truck the dude or nothing.
No, he didn't.
But
whereas this is like, yeah, he's at my feet. I'm already running. I just got to try to make the best of it. And you get forward, and yeah, maybe you don't get that much, but it's not a loss, right? It's 2nd and 2, and even with this, you pick up a yard. You get half, which by my metric, if you get half on 2nd down, that's an efficient play. So here you go. It's 3rd and 1. Yeah, you'd like a 1st down on that, but it's efficient. It's half of what you needed. Convert on the next play.
Hey, good stuff, man. Very, very good stuff. And hopefully some people take some more good nuggets out of this. So I missed all the chat. You can see it when we're doing the film. So you catching all the reading, doing all the double duty over there. So what do you think, JT, to end up the show? Next couple games. You got Eastern Illinois, Auburn. Trying to figure out the playoffs. We just come out. We're number 10 in the poll. Got the SEC championship game, maybe. How are we supposed to be looking at this? So we still sitting good? Do we feel okay? Do we want to be in the championship game?
I think that
now?
Well, I think, and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think that the only way that you miss the championship game, or the only way that you miss the championship game is also to miss the playoffs.
You gotta lose. You gotta lose to Auburn to be out. Is what you're saying.
Right. If you
Assuming
lose to, if
one-
for God forbid you lose to Auburn, not only do you miss the SEC championship game, I think you will also be out of the playoffs. Actually, you damn near have to be out of the playoffs.
I agree. Nobody else ahead of us is really probably gonna lose any more games. Well, didn't matter.
Well, one of
Texas
them
A&M,
would.
Texas A&M might lose to Tennessee,
Texas.
Texas. They
Yeah, I
could.
mean, I guess that's a possibility. And then either Texas A&M or Georgia, if they were to be in the championship game, one of them would have to lose again.
But they probably keep both of them anyway if they're in a championship game. If
Right.
you're in a championship game, you're going. Or you say Georgia. It says Georgia and
I think if you would have asked me this before Saturday, I would have told you if we made the championship game and lost, it wouldn't matter. We'd be in.
I agree.
But now I feel that now that you've lost to Oklahoma and you're at 10,
Those are
if
two
you
big
get
losses, though.
if you get to the championship game and you lose, you are not guaranteed to get in.
No, but you got two good because I think Florida State game gets thrown out.
Does it?
If you're in it, you then have a loss to a number 11 team. I don't know what they're ranked now. But they got Oklahoma ranked now. Did they go up?
I'm sure they did. They had to go up to 8 or something.
Right. And then if you lose in the championship game, they're going to be 3 or 4. Either way, either one of them. I mean, those are some. Is there such thing as a good loss?
I mean, yeah, but I guess this is what I'm trying to get at is if you're at 10 and you lose, what are the odds that you think that you don't go to 13? Because let's say 11 or 12 is in their conference championship game and they beat whoever there it is, then now you get jumped.
Because I need to look and see what the standings were. Because there's some of them teams down there are not like. I mean, it's Vanderbilt.
It's BYU, Utah, Miami, or the next 3 behind.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, maybe Miami. I don't know. I just don't know how people feel about the BYU's and the others and who they actually played. I don't know enough about them, but I don't know. We just need to handle our business. Okay. I don't want to get all rehyped again over Eastern Illinois' win. I think they just need to do. I hope that they just dominate from the beginning. They gotta just make it convincing. Okay, maybe we run the ball, everybody gets happy. I'm not gonna get happy about no good running game against Illinois. I want to see explosive plays, and I want to see a total dominant game. Early, start pulling off. Third quarter or whatever you're gonna do. Then you got to go into Jordan Hare, and it won't be an easy game. But as you said, you can't lose that one. So I'm still feeling pretty confident because I think if you do that and you win these next 2 games, you're going to be playing a 3rd or 4th ranked team, most likely. And if you lose, I think that'll count favorably because now you shouldn't drop that far because you may go up again. I don't know what all the matchups look like between 1 and number 9 right now. Ohio State probably doesn't move. Notre Dame doesn't move. Who's all up there? Shoot.
Ohio State, Indiana, Texas A&M, Georgia, Texas Tech, Ole Miss, Oregon, Oklahoma, Notre Dame, Alabama. So Texas Tech is either going to play probably either BYU or Utah again.
They'll probably smash them. I don't know.
You hope so. You hope they do, because if they don't, and number 11 upsets number 5, they're both probably getting in at your expense.
Yeah.
So we have one question from Sam. This is, what are y'all thoughts on a bend but don't break defense? And then he follows it up and says, I think that means the defense isn't getting off the field on 3rd or 4th down. The opposing offense is controlling the clock and field position. I'm not a fan of it.
All right, let me talk about this for a second. It's kind of, and I've said it a lot or whatever. Bend but don't break. What? JT, if you don't score, you don't score. I don't care if you bending or whatever. If they don't score, who cares if you bent a little bit? What are you saying? It's got to be all 3 and outs where there's no bend? That's not. I don't. So I don't know. My whole thing is, if you don't let them score and it took them 13 plays to get them off the field, don't we still count that as a win?
What do I say? What do I say to our defensive players every time we have a lead going into halftime? If they don't score, they don't win.
Right. So if you bent a little bit and you gave up some plays, but you keep them out, I don't know. Yeah, you maybe not happy. You miss some tackles. You get it. I understand that, but someone just said it. What is the defense? What is the job?
Yeah, but the defense is getting off the field and our offense is losing out on possessions. No, the offense is not losing out on possessions. The offense is going to get the same amount of possessions whether it takes you 13 plays or not. The offense not scoring on the few possessions they have is the offense's problem.
Yeah. I don't even know statistically. I'm sure you probably can find that out. What is the average number of possessions an offense normally has? There has to be some kind of average. How many times do you really get to drive the ball in a normal game flow? How many times do you have it? 8, 10? I mean, I really don't know. I'm just
doing quick math. If you're saying you usually get about 70 plays, and
yeah,
if you're gonna say, because I think the average drive is probably about 8 plays, you get 9 possessions.
Yeah. So
essentially 2 a quarter.
I don't know if that's a lot.
You get 2 possessions a quarter.
That's not a lot when you say it that way. 2 possessions a quarter. That's not very many opportunities. And you throw one of them away, you fumble.
Right. You threw one of them away, gave up 7, you fumbled, and you gave another possession away, and then punt return, you dropped that one and you didn't get the possession.
That's another right. But that's a lost possession because then they're getting the ball. So you're getting time of possession and all these other things in there. So you don't have that many opportunities. So what we're talking about like that. Well, if you don't stop them, obviously our goal is to give the offense more opportunity. So we want to be on that side of it. I wonder how many times you can tell how many times did Oklahoma actually have the ball this past game.
I can tell you.
I know they didn't have that many yards, but how many drives did they actually
let's look it up. Since
have? Can't be that many.
Let's see. Oklahoma had the ball 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 times if you count when we turned it over on downs. Right?
Okay, but you create the turnover. So by what you're saying, that you're basically at almost at 8 because of the turnover situations.
Well, so Alabama had the ball 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 times.
Same as Oklahoma.
Yes.
What did you say?
They actually, and I'm throwing out the last when Alabama didn't convert on that 4th down, and OU gets the ball with 50 seconds left, and you know they're going to kneel. I'm not counting that as a possession. So if you take that possession away, even with the 3 turnovers, Alabama had the ball more times than Oklahoma did.
Yeah. So I don't know. I guess I'm sound like we're making our point, but just we had a lot of opportunities to win the football game. We didn't score. Our defense was put in some bad situations. We got these things causing turnovers. That was a winnable game. And when you start to look at data like this of how many times the offense has the ball, the bend don't break thing is really just keep them out of the end zone and hopefully your team goes and scores. We don't need a kicker that's missing field goals. Thank you, B. We need to be able to get them 3 points. We need to not let them score on defense. That's 10 points. You know, um, it just I don't know.
And even then, I guess I'm looking, I'm looking at this drive chart, saying, okay, and I'm speaking Alabama's defense here. 5 plays, field goal. 6 plays, punt. 3 plays, fumble. 2 plays, touchdown. 6 plays, punt. 8 plays, field goal. 5 plays, punt. 3 plays, punt. 5 plays, field goal. 8 plays, punt. Like if that's what we're calling bend don't break,
bend don't break.
Sign me up. They gave up 16 points. The other 7's on the offense.
With the short field. I mean, he just gave a number of plays, but it didn't even really add the yardage in it. I mean, of 5 plays, 30 yards or whatever. Making that up, but it wasn't that far to go.
And I'm saying, I don't like saying, oh, we'll just take this one play away. But like, seriously, like if you hold all things constant, turn the pick 6, even if it was just a pick, and you tackle them,
right on
the score is different.
Well, they're going to get 3. Chances are they might only get 3.
Right, because I mean it happens far. I mean, he took that interception back, 57 yards? No. Interception return, 87 yards.
87
My
yards.
bad. So let's say you tackle them and they're on the 20. They did not.
They only had 200 yards.
They sustained no drives that would have you think that if they started with the ball on their 20, that they were going to come away with points. Their longest drive was 41 yards. And it ended in a field goal.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't. Give me the defense in that one. Give me the defense. They did their part. They played physical. They got downhill. They got in the gaps. They did all they could. So anyway,
I also let me look at the game cast real quick because I want to see. Yeah. So he says, I guess I get really irritated when we're in a 3rd and long and we play a soft coverage and leave receivers open and they pick up a first down. My rebuttal to that was Oklahoma was 3 for 13 on 3rd down.
Right.
They converted 3 third downs the entire ball game. That's phenomenal.
It's a pretty good stat line. Just something about that 3, 1, and 3, but I digress. So I don't know, man. But we'll get to this Saturday. See how it is. I'm more worried about the Cowboys and Eagles game than I am about this Eastern Illinois.
If we got film on it, if we want to.
Oh,
Eastern Illinois. Yeah, just in case you wanted to look at it.
Already got it. Well, I don't know. Maybe we can do a pregame something and make a prediction. Something. I don't know. We'll look at it. I don't know how bad they are. What's their record? 3 and something?
3 and 8.
Thank you, Keith. We do appreciate it. Don't start saying about these Eagles. But we need to get off, man. We've been on here an hour and a half. We've been doing a lot of talking, and we can keep on talking about stuff. But I think we've got a point across on this. A lot of stuff. Bama's going to be all right. Let's just see how they do this next 2 weeks, and then we'll have some serious discussions when it's SEC championship game. So I'm still all in Bama like we always are. There's some things I'm frustrated with, but we got to figure out how to run the ball. And if that's solidifying the line, like we're saying, may happen. If the running backs are changed out and we're doing things. I don't know. Let's see what happens this week. See how they roll out with the starters. All right. So, JT, you got any last words before we call it a night?
No. Y'all got me on here too late. We were supposed to end 30 minutes ago.
All right. Well, let's call it a night. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Thank you for everything. Give us the follow on social medias at Tiggs Take on Instagram and on Twitter. Make sure you tell everybody about us. Make sure you come check us out. We're only supposed to be on Mondays. It just depends on how we're doing with kids and practices and things like that. So we'll be back next week, one way or the other. We love you guys, and we'll talk to you soon. Talk to you later, man. Let's get out of here, JT. Peace.